How many times are we going to ignore the obvious? Caitlin is getting injured again and again, and it's not just bad luck. It's something way darker. There's a shocking agenda brewing inside the WNBA, and Caitlin is paying the price for it. Sources close to the team are now whispering what fans have feared all along. This might not be just about basketball. Behind closed doors, the league is trying to break Caitlin, mentally and physically. And it's not just the WNBA higher-ups. Even her own coach, Stephanie White, is starting to look like part of the problem. Fans are noticing, and things aren't adding up. Why is Caitlin being pushed so hard when it's clear she needs rest? Why does every game feel like a setup? It's almost as if they want her off the court.
But I think we're getting into territory now where it is not, I don't think it's a good idea to just chance it. I don't think it's a good idea to put pressure on yourself to perform when obviously these are all left leg. These are all in the same leg area. So there's definitely something going on around there.
Some leaked reports are now exposing the dirty truth behind Caitlin Clark's injuries, and it's way more disturbing than anyone thought. After her first injury, Caitlin was nowhere near fully recovered. But guess what? She was forced to play again, not out of passion, not by choice, but by pressure. And here's the real shocker. Coach Stephanie White knew everything. She knew Caitlin's injury was serious. She knew the risk, but still she allowed it. Why? Because the WNBA chief gave the order. Yes, you heard that right. It wasn't about the game. It was about protecting the league's money machine. The league didn't care about Caitlin's health. They cared about ratings, tickets, and profits. And her coach? Instead of protecting her player, she silently obeyed like a puppet. As an athlete, Stephanie knew this wasn't a minor injury. She knew it could destroy Caitlin's career, but this wasn't an accident. This was a well-planned move, and it worked. Now Caitlin is injured again, and this time, it's worse. Her career is at risk, and it's starting to look like that's exactly what the WNBA wanted all along. They can't take her down openly because they know her fan base would explode. But behind the scenes, they're slowly pushing her out step by step, because a strong, powerful Caitlin Clark is something the old WNBA can't control.
You guys rushed her back. And within rushing her back, she re-injured that same quad. And then you rushed her back again. And then within rushing her back, she was forced to put pressure and put stress on different areas surrounding that quad. Clark clearly not looking like herself. The Indiana Fever has the game put away, yet we still put her back in the game at 45 seconds left. Caitlin Clark dealing with an injury, not looking like herself. The game is already out of hand, yet we still put her back in with 45 seconds left. How much patience do I need to have before I can start going nuclear? Because I am getting very frustrated with what I am seeing.
And this is the moment where fans are really starting to panic. Because now it's not just about one injury or one game, it's about Caitlin Clark's entire future. It's becoming way too obvious that she's not being handled right. Caitlin has that fire, that killer mindset. She wants to play, no matter what. She wants to win. She wants to carry her team. She knows all eyes are on her, not just in Indiana, but across the entire WNBA. The pressure, it's insane, and she's silently carrying all of it on her back like a warrior. But here's the dangerous part. That's exactly how careers are destroyed. Caitlin doesn't complain. She doesn't take breaks. Even when she's in pain, she fights through it. But when a player is that loyal, that obsessed with performing, you need people around her who can protect her from herself. Instead, what does she get? A system that just keeps using her like a machine, play after play, injury after injury, no real care, no protection. And if this keeps going, it won't just be a game or two she misses. It could all fall apart. Her season, her rise, her entire career. And the worst part? Some fans believe that might be exactly what the WNBA wants.
I just wonder if she's playing through a little more pain than she should. I mean, look what happened to Tyrese Halliburton in the NBA Finals game when he tore his Achilles heel. He had also mentioned having some pain there, and this was like the pinnacle of his career. So he attempted to play through that, and at the very end, he went down.
And that's what makes this entire situation even more shocking and terrifying. Just 1 year ago, the idea of Caitlin Clark missing games, that was unthinkable. At Iowa, she was a beast. She didn't sit out. She didn't complain. She played through pain, pressure, everything. That toughness, it's what built her legend. But now, she's already missed almost half the season. And the worst part? It's all connected to the same leg, the same injury that keeps haunting her. And anyone watching closely can see. It's messing with her game. Her movement, her explosiveness, her confidence, it's not the same. This isn't just some random sprain. This is a lingering injury. And if it's not handled carefully, it could stick around for the whole season or even longer. And guess what? It's starting to feel like no one in the system cares. They just keep tossing her back on the court like nothing's wrong, pretending it's all fine. But fans can see through the lies now. And if this continues, we're not just talking about lost games. We're talking about the slow destruction of Caitlin Clark's career, right in front of our eyes.
Something going on. Is it the nagging quad injury? But it's something to do with the lower half of her body. It is a groin injury. Now we've got an idea of why she's struggling from long range, where it requires, some real push on three-point shots, especially the kind that she takes. And there's nothing worse than a groin injury. It will nag the shit out of you. Trust me, I've had several.
And here's where it gets even more disturbing, because this isn't just about one injury anymore. This is about how Caitlin's entire body is being thrown off balance. When a player keeps playing hurt, the body starts to adjust. You start relying more on one leg. Your movement changes, your style shifts. And that's when the real danger begins. It's like a silent trap, because while Caitlin is out there trying to give her all, her body is being pushed into a dangerous pattern that could cause even more serious damage, not just to her leg, but to her entire game. And let's not ignore the truth. Female athletes are already at higher risk when it comes to knee injuries. Everyone in the medical world knows that. So why is no one in the WNBA stepping in to protect her? Why is no one stopping this? It's starting to feel like they'd rather see her break down slowly than give her time to fully heal. And if that's not a setup, what is?
But the thing that you have to be careful of is if, say, you try to rush her back from this injury as well, then you're getting into this territory where a very serious injury can happen. And with women as well, we are more prone to knee injuries even than the men because of the angle that our hips go to our knees. So the last thing you want is her compensating or her groin not firing properly, and she goes to cut to the side and then all of a sudden something blows in her knee. That is what the Indiana Fever, that is what Caitlin need to avoid the best that they possibly can. So if it means that Caitlin is out for 3 weeks, if it means that she is out all the way through All-Star, then so be it. She has such a long career.
We've seen it happen again and again. Courtney Vandersloot, Juju Watkins, Cameron Brink, all of them. Big names, big talents, and all taken down by one of the worst nightmares in sports, a knee injury. These aren't just minor setbacks. An ACL tear is brutal. It doesn't just end your season, it can change your entire career, or worse, end it. Now imagine this. Caitlin Clark, playing on a clearly injured leg. The game is already lost. Garbage time, and boom, she tears her ACL. That wouldn't just be a tragedy, that would go down as the biggest screw-up in WNBA history. Period. You think the league's growing, breaking records, gaining momentum? That one injury could wipe all of it out in seconds. The new fans? Gone. The excitement? Crushed. Everything Caitlin built? Destroyed. And no, it's not an exaggeration. Caitlin Clark is the face of the league right now. No one, not a single player, has meant this much to the future of the WNBA. And if they lose her, we're talking about a 10-year setback, minimum. And fans aren't buying the silence anymore. This isn't just about the Indiana Fever. People are finally pointing fingers at the WNBA itself. Because let's be honest, the officiating has been horrible. The hits she takes, the fouls they ignore, it's all added up. This mess didn't just happen. It was allowed to happen.
And they just kept shoving Caitlin. They're like, well, they can't just keep calling fouls. I'm like, they're literally just running around hacking her. The referees have made it like a point that this is how you beat the Fever. You hack them. You don't even, it's not being physical. You just hack them. Because the referees are going to allow them to be hacked.
Let's just say it straight. The Indiana Fever have been getting screwed all season, and Caitlin Clark, she's taking the worst of it. Every game, it's like an open invitation for opposing players to beat her up. Elbows, shoulder checks, shoves, jersey grabs, all happening right in front of the refs. And you know what the refs do? Nothing. Not a single whistle. Fans have been yelling about this for weeks. But the game against the Connecticut Sun, that's when everything exploded. First the eye poke, then the body slam, and the league still acted like it was business as usual. And here's the messed up part. This isn't just one team or one game. This is becoming the WNBA's entire identity. Coaches are literally designing game plans based on violence because they know the league won't call it. That's not strategy. That's an admission. The refs aren't doing their job, and that's when players get hurt. Caitlin's not the only one. While I'm writing this, Jade Melbourne from the Mystics just got her tooth knocked out by an elbow. Yes, literally. While the league is out here chanting, "Let them play," players are getting physically destroyed. And now, it's coming for the one player who's saving the entire league. Let's not forget, Caitlin bulked up hard this offseason. Everyone saw it. The muscle, the flex, the strength. And why did she do it? Not for style, not for show. She did it because the league let her get beat down last year. The message was loud and clear. If you want to survive in the WNBA, build armor. But here's the twist. When you suddenly add muscle, especially in your legs and core, it can completely mess up your mechanics. Your stride changes, your shot changes, your whole movement becomes shaky. And if your body hasn't fully adjusted, boom, injury risk skyrockets. So maybe, just maybe, if the WNBA actually enforced its own rules, Caitlin wouldn't have needed to transform herself into a linebacker just to survive. Maybe if the league didn't glorify street ball style physicality, we wouldn't be sitting here waiting for another injury disaster. And if they lose Caitlin Clark, don't say it's bad luck. Don't pretend it was an accident. Say it for what it is, a massive failure by the league to protect its biggest star. Let's clear something up right now. Nobody's asking for Caitlin Clark to be treated like a princess. Fans aren't saying she should never be touched or that defenders can't challenge her. Basketball is a physical game. Sports come with contact. That's understood. But there's a massive difference between playing tough defense and letting dirty, dangerous plays slide like they don't even exist. This isn't about special favors. It's about basic fairness. What fans are begging for isn't some VIP treatment. All they're asking is, call the damn fouls, do your job. Stop swallowing the whistle just because it's Caitlin Clark. Because right now, it honestly looks like the officials are more worried about backlash from the league than doing what's right. It's not just one missed call here and there. It's a pattern, and it's dangerous. And it doesn't stop with the refs. The WNBA itself has blood on its hands. If a player goes over the line, fine them, suspend them, set a standard, make it clear that cheap shots won't be tolerated no matter who the target is. But honestly, it goes even deeper than that. This is about respect. And right now, Caitlin Clark is getting none. Not from refs, not from opponents, and not from the league that's making millions off her name. She's not just a rookie. She's not just a great shooter. Caitlin Clark is changing the entire game. She's bringing in millions of new fans, breaking viewership records, selling jerseys, packing arenas, and carrying the league on her back. And like it or not, that helps everyone in the WNBA, even her haters. She's the reason some of these players are finally getting seen. She's the reason paychecks might go up, the reason endorsement deals are flooding in, the reason your team's tickets are selling out for the first time ever. Whether they want to admit it or not, Caitlin is putting food on the table for the entire league. Now compare that to other major sports leagues. In the NBA, when someone touches Steph Curry or LeBron James the wrong way, whistle, foul, warning, fines, suspensions. They protect their stars because they know the business runs on them. In the NHL, if someone takes a cheap shot at a superstar, they're instantly dealt with. It's not just about skill, it's about preserving the face of your league. But in the WNBA, it's like Caitlin Clark is being used as a punching bag. No protection, no consequences, no respect. As if she's a threat to the old guard, and they're all silently agreeing to let her burn out. Let that sink in. The one player keeping this league alive is the one they're letting take the most damage. And that's not just unfair. It's disgusting.